Hey guys, Krell Cooper here with On the Black, and I am joined by Lenore of Teen Groove on the Move. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good, doing good. It's finally nice to meet you. I'm a big fan. As you know, I've embedded some of your videos, specifically with the Mets, on my blog before, so it's good to finally chat with you.
Wow, I'm a fan. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of the times that you posted my videos. It means a lot.
No problem, no problem. So, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself and Teen Groove on the Move?
Well, I'm Lenore, obviously, the producer and host of the internet radio show Teen Groove on the Move. I interview anybody from, athletes, obviously, for the Mets, through celebrities, from singers to actors to this to that, people that are making a difference in our world. And I just like being a voice for our generation.
Cool. Now, about the Mets, are you, because I didn't ask you this, are you a Mets fan, or you just interviewed some Mets?
I was kind of born a Mets fan, whether I liked it or not.
Aren't we all kind of born Mets fans?
Yeah, I mean, my parents were both Mets fans since they were kids, so I kind of grew up a Mets fan. So, like I said, born one, die hard. Yeah, I think if I was a Yankee fan, my dad would not like it very much, so I'd probably be out of the house. So, good thing that I appreciate the Mets.
And if you were a Yankee fan, life would be boring because all they do is win. They don't have the drama that the Mets have.
Duh, drama is the best thing in the world.
Now, we talked about a little bit about, some of the people you've interviewed before. You've interviewed a few times one of my all-time favorite Mets, Ron Darling. Tell us a little bit about Ron Darling and your experiences with interviewing him.
He was actually my first baseball player I've ever interviewed. Actually, I want to say I've ever met in the first place, too. I've grown up watching him commentate the whole games and stuff like that. And my parents grew up, and when I told my mom I was going to go see him, she's like, "Oh my God, I loved him when I was a kid." I was like, "Okay, Mom." But he was so down to earth and so nice. And we had a 10-minute conversation. It wasn't even about baseball. I learned about his family and what he does, and he golfs and stuff like that. I just like talking to people where it's not like, why did you hit this? Why did you hit that? Why did you make a strike? Why did you do this, that? It was more of, that's why I like doing fun, light interviews where it's questions that sometimes people may not ask.
Right.
But he was so nice and welcoming and warming. And when I saw him the second time, he's like, "Hey, you're that girl that interviewed me in the hallway." I was like, "Ta-da, I'm back." But no, he was such a nice guy. And if you ever need him or whatever, you're in good hands.
Ah, okay. All right, cool. Now, another person that you also interviewed this year who's quickly becoming a fan favorite is Justin Turner. How was the Turner interview?
I told him that he's going to be my new Mike Piazza. Because Mike Piazza was my favorite baseball player growing up. And my brother actually went with me to do the interview. And he told Justin, he was like, "I hope you know, if you see a crazy girl screaming in the audience and the fans, you know that's my sister because she's going to become your #1 fan." I was like, "Oh, God, no, don't do this to me." But no, he's really nice. I feel like that since he's young, he hasn't really be like, "Oh my God, I'm this huge star" yet. But it was so nice to talk to and stuff, and we just had a good time because I was just sitting watching him sign some autographs, talking to some people, and we had a lot of jokes back and forth that were not even on camera that were caught, so it was so cool.
Nice. That's good to hear. Now, I got to ask you about the Mets and the issues that they've had the last few years.
Issues?
Yeah.
Come on, what are you talking about?
Now, as a Mets fan, and I'd be interested to know how your parents have handled this too. How have you guys handled the Mets not faring too well the last few years, in your household there?
Can you say that I've been screaming at the TV? Or screaming at my computer screen? Because sometimes I'm not downstairs watching the game, and I'll have the live thing go up on Mets.com, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's they show the fast pitches, and actually sometimes in my show I do live, and I say what's going on, and if you could see my face, my reactions when I'm saying "Guys, he just struck out again." What are these Mets doing? But I'm going to quote Ron Darling. "If they come out as a 500 team by the end, we did good." Yeah, you do good when you're 20 games behind. But I think it's a whole up and down. I've been reading a lot of things online, and everyone's making their own opinions. But there was one opinion that I really liked that I seem to have myself. that this is more of a building season. You're trying to get everybody together and fix all the little niches here and there. So by the time next year comes in 2012, bam, we're right at the top.
I hope you're right. So you do think
Yes,
the team is heading in the right direction?
Yep, I feel like we do, as long as nobody else gets injured, as everybody seems to get injured. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's true. Now, besides Justin Turner, who else is a favorite of yours on the Mets?
David Wright.
Okay.
He's actually the only Met jersey I own, or I've ever owned, and it's hanging in my closet. I don't know why, but as soon as like Mike Piazza ended, I was like, yeah, David Wright's my new guy. Gotcha. I'd have to say he's one of my favorites too.
So
and
Reyes. I guess if you could interview someone else, it would be Wright.
See, this is my story. So I'm actually going to be at Citi Field on the 27th.
Okay.
I'm going to be on the field and everything. I'm actually going with Lori Martini.
Ah, okay, yeah, I know Lori. Yep, okay.
Yeah. Which, by the way, she's going to be on the show on the 24th, so you should totally call in and talk to us.
Oh, nice. Okay, I will. Shoot me the link after this.
Will do.
All right.
And I was literally downstairs for dinner, and I keep repeatedly telling my parents, I was like, Mom, Dad, and my brothers, I'm like, if I get to meet David Wright, I think I may just faint. And my little brother's like, so what are you going to do, run up and hug him? I said, no, that would be awkward. I just stare from a distance. So if I book that one, you'll be seeing a lot of ahs and capital letters on my Facebook and Twitter. Just forewarning everybody out there.
I'm gonna have to follow you to see if you do get a chance to meet him.
Don't worry, I won't. I'm not the person that does those little creepy photos when they're like turned around and be like, twit picket.
Yeah, I hear you. So, you've done obviously a lot of other interviews besides the Mets. You have the website, you have the radio show, you do some videos. Give me sort of a memorable interview that you've done outside of Ron Darling and Justin Turner.
I have to say one of my favorites was Bronson Pellichet. He plays one of the Wolfpack guys on the Twilight. Okay. And he was just so energized. I asked him, I said, did you just take like an amp or something? Because you like are so wired. He's like, no, that's how I usually am. And we talked about like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And martial arts the whole entire time. It was just so funny. And then the person who was videotaping is like, come on, wrap it up. It's like, but we're having so much fun. Right. So I would say that was one of my most memorable ones.
Nice. And I saw that you were recently at the Balloon Festival, which I go to every year. I love the Balloon Festival.
You were there?
Yeah, I go every year. My wife and I, we take our daughter, who's 3 years old, and we go every year. I love the Balloon Festival.
So did I. I dragged my brother along this time, and we were there all day Saturday and Sunday. Did you see Meatloaf?
I'm sorry?
Did you see Meatloaf?
I did not. We didn't stay for any of the concerts or anything like that.
My God. It was literally packed. I couldn't even be able to size it for you, but from the stage and behind the stage, from like the barriers where the people were standing further and further out, I was standing, I'm like, oh my gosh. And he played for like 3 hours. It was like, wow.
Now, what was your favorite balloon? Because I liked there was the shark, and then there was, I liked the shark. I liked the butterfly, too. The butterfly was pretty cool, too.
That was so cool. We actually took a photo, my brother and I, of the shark, and, oh my God, what was the thing next to it? You're going to make me go look this up right now, because it's going to bother me so much. I had my favorite photo, a shark, it was the penguin.
Yes, the penguin. Yeah.
Next to each other. Yeah. And you can see it. We're like passing the camera off. We're like, come on, now we go. I thought the barnyard was cool.
Yeah, that was cool. One it's always there every year, and I don't know why I like it so much, but I just do. The Pepsi can. I like the Pepsi can.
My brother said the exact same thing. He's like, I don't know why, Lenore, but it's just such a cool balloon.
Yeah, it is. Okay. It is. I like it a lot. So, you got anything coming up on your shows anytime soon, or any new videos you want to plug really quick?
Well, actually, for sports-wise, if you don't know, JP Sports is putting on a sports signing show up in White Plains this weekend, and Justin Turner is going to be there, and a bunch of other Met players and other players that you may just be a fan of. So you can go check that out. And like I said, I'll be at Citi Field on the 27th. I'll be broadcasting live in Brooklyn on next Wednesday.
Oh wow! Okay.
So you guys, if you would like to stop by, come right ahead. I'll let you know where the location is.
Okay.
And basically, I'm doing a lot of musicians and stuff, getting ready for school. But if you want to check anything out about what's coming up, you can go to www.teengrooveonthemove.com. It's like the home base and everything, hyperlinks from there.
Gotcha. Well, there it is, and I want to thank you again, Lenore, for coming on. For those of you watching, please check her out at Teen Groove on the Move. Thanks, I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
All right.